The telephone rang in the kitchen just as I was leaving home. I nearly let it keep on ringing with my hand already on the door. Then something made me turn and answer, and I heard your voice say hello. You said there wasn't any reason, you only wondered how I'd been. So I put my things back on the table and stayed there for a while. I'm glad I turned around that morning. I'm glad I picked up when you called. We talked about the smallest things, and somehow they meant everything. Some moments never tell us how long we'll carry them along. You told me about the garden and something funny someone said. I leaned against the kitchen counter and listened while the minutes passed. Before we knew it, nearly an hour had quietly gone by. I'm glad I turned around that morning. I'm glad I picked up when you called. We talked about the smallest things, and somehow they meant everything. Some moments never tell us how long we'll carry them along. There are calls we almost miss, and days we nearly hurry through. Then years later we remember the moment that we chose to stay. I'm glad I turned around that morning, just as quietly as before. Your voice was warm across the distance. The sunlight rested on the floor. We said goodbye without imagining how dear that hour would become. You asked about the old blue sweater I used to wear when days were cold, then mentioned something I once told you so many quiet years ago. I had forgotten saying it, but you remembered every word. I wondered what else you had carried without ever letting me know. Some things seem small when they happen, until someone keeps them close. You held a piece of who I was long after about the people we once knew and where their lives had taken them. You smiled and filled in little details I never thought would still remain. It wasn't what you could remember, but how gently you remembered me. You held a piece of who I was long after I had let it go. A passing thought, an ordinary sentence had somehow stayed with you. And hearing it again from your lips made that old moment warm again. Perhaps we leave more than we notice in the ordinary things we say, and someone quietly may keep them long after we have walked away. You kept a piece of who I was when I had nearly lost the thread. A passing thought, an ordinary sentence, still living somewhere in your mind. And for a while I saw myself the way you had remembered me. The last goodbye was at the doorway, then footsteps faded down the hall. I gathered glasses from the table and folded blankets from the chairs. A little laughter seemed to linger, though everyone had gone back home. Nothing important had happened, no grand occasion brought us here. Still something in the ordinary felt worth remembering tonight. I thought about the way we talked with nowhere special we had to go. How easily the hours passed between us without anyone keeping time. And standing there when all was quiet, I knew the evening would stay with me. Someone had left a book behind them. A scarf was hanging by the door. I smiled at all the small reminders of people filling up the room. We hadn't tried to make a memory, we simply let the evening be. I thought about the way we talked with nowhere special we had to go. How easily standing there when all was quiet. I knew the evening would stay with me. Perhaps the days we carry longest are rarely ones we plan that way. They settle gently into memory before we know they've changed. I thought about the way we laughed and all the things we nearly forgot. How easily an ordinary evening had found a place inside my heart. And when I turned the final light down, I knew I'd keep that time with me. I came home later than I planned. The hallway light was waiting there. You'd left my dinner in the kitchen, covered neatly on a plate. Beside it was a folded note, just saying you had gone to bed. It wasn't something you'd remember or ever think deserved a name. But standing there alone, I knew how much a little gesture stays. Love can live in quiet places, in the things we barely see, in remembering what someone needs before they have to ask. Nothing grand was waiting for me. Still I felt cared for that night. The next day passed like any other. We never spoke about the note. You asked if I had slept enough, then carried on with what you did. I almost smiled at how completely kindness could become a habit. Love can live in quiet places, in the things we barely see, in remembering what someone needs before they have to ask. Nothing grand was waiting for me. Still I felt cared for that night. Years may blur the larger moments and change the stories that we tell, but somehow small and gentle things are often what remain. Love was there in quiet places, in the things you simply did, in knowing me a little better than I knew myself sometimes. Nothing The train was later than expected, and my phone was nearly gone. I thought you probably stopped waiting, with half the evening already lost. But when I finally reached the corner, you were standing where we'd sat. You didn't ask me for a reason, or tell me how long you had stayed. You only smiled and walked beside me, as though nothing had changed. I remember how you waited without making it a debt, how you gave the passing hours and never asked for them again. Some things tell us who will stay without needing many words. We found a place that still was open and ordered something warm to share. You talked about an ordinary morning. I told you how my week had been. The evening wasn't what we'd planned, but somehow nothing felt too late. I remember how you waited without making it a debt, how you gave the passing hours and never asked for them again. Some things tell us who will stay without needing many words. Years later, I may lose the details, the station, weather, time and place, but I don't think I'll ever lose the kindness in your waiting. I remember how you waited and how easy you made it seem. You gave away a little evening just to still be there for me. Some things tell us who will stay long before we think to ask. Near the station and started slowly toward our homes. There was a shorter road between them, but neither of us turned that way. You pointed out a place you and I asked you to tell me more. The night was asking nothing from us. There was no reason to arrive, so every corner gave us somewhere to let the conversation stay. We took the longer way together, as if the road had understood. Some evenings shouldn't end too quickly, when being there already feels enough. I never said I wanted more time. I think you knew it anyway. to prove. The streets grew quiet all around us, and still we had a little more to say. I never asked you to walk farther, you simply stayed beside me. You poured another cup of tea and left it waiting by my chair. I watched the evening through the window while you quietly settled there. We'd known each other long enough to let the silence have its place. There were things I might have told you on another kind of night, but somehow sitting there beside you already felt like being heard. We didn't need to fill the silence or find the perfect words to say. You knew when I was tired of talking and stayed with me the same. Sometimes the closest we can be is knowing when to let things rest. The tea grew colder on the table, the room grew softer with the night. You turned a page and kept on reading. I watched the shadows change outside. Nothing needed our attention, nothing asked us to explain. We didn't need to fill the silence or find the perfect words to say. You knew when I was tired of talking and stayed with me the same. Sometimes the closest we can be is knowing when to let things rest. Maybe after all these years we learned what words could never do, to sit beside the ones we love and simply let them be. We didn't need to fill the silence. You were already close enough. The night moved slowly all around us, and nothing needed to be said. Sometimes the deepest kind of knowing is quiet enough to stay. after everyone had gone. I almost called to say you left it, then saw the hour and left it there. The room was quiet after midnight, and somehow it still felt like you. I remembered all the colder evenings when you placed it on my shoulders first. Such an ordinary kindness I had never thought to keep. Some things stay a little longer after someone leaves the room. A coat beside an empty doorway, a trace of warmth that still remains. I stood there for a quiet moment and let the memory come through. The next day you came back to get it, smiling at your absent mind. I handed it across the doorway and nearly told you what I thought. Instead we talked about the weather and where you had to go that day. Some things stay a little longer after someone leaves the room. A coat beside an empty doorway, a trace of warmth that still remains. I stood there for a quiet moment and let the memory come through. Maybe love is often hidden in the things we hardly name, until one small familiar object brings an old tenderness again. Some things stay a little longer even after they are gone. A simple code beside the doorway had carried years into the room. I watched you take it down and leave, and kept the warmth a little while. Before the day had started, I heard the quiet I was awake. I carried my cup toward the window and stayed there talking in the light. Nothing urgent brought you to me. There was nothing we had to solve. You simply wanted some familiar voice beside you for a while. So we let the morning find us talking softly as it came about the things we'd almost forgotten and the people we once knew. There was something warm and simple in beginning the day with you. The sunlight reached across the table while neither of us watched the time. You told me what you dreamed about. I laughed and told you one of mine. Somewhere between those little stories, the room began to feel less still. So we let the morning find us talking softly as it came about the things we'd almost forgotten and the people we once knew. There was something warm and simple in beginning the day with you. We didn't need a special reason for that hour to remain. Sometimes an ordinary morning can quietly become a memory. We let the morning find us just as gently as before. Your voice remained beside the window while daylight filled the room. There was something warm and simple in beginning the day with you. I woke sometime after midnight and saw the hallway softly lit. Your door was open just a little. I heard you turning one more page. I almost went to ask if something had kept you from your sleep. But there was comfort in the quiet, knowing someone else was near. So I left the door between us open just a little too. falling back to sleeping before you finally turned it off. Morning found the hallway empty and sunlight resting on the wall. You asked me if I'd slept alright. I smiled and said I had. There was a light across the hallway, soft enough to let me rest. Nothing had to be spoken. Nothing needed to be done. Sometimes knowing someone is there can make the longest night feel small. I don't remember what you were reading or why you stayed awake so late. I only know that little light made the whole house feel less quiet. There was a light across the hallway, just as gentle as before. Nothing changed and nothing hurried. The night simply carried on. Sometimes knowing someone is there is all the comfort that we need. The cafe was almost empty when we found a table by the wall. You ordered what you always ordered. I said I wasn't hungry at all. But when the coffee came between us, you pushed the warmer cup my way. It was such a little gesture. You probably never thought about stood to leave. We shared the warmth between us, while the afternoon moved slow. Nothing special had to happen for the moment to feel whole. You smiled across the little table, and I wished we could stay a while. I have forgotten many afternoons and places where we used to go, but sometimes I can still remember the warmth you placed into my hands. We shared the warmth between us, just as gently as before. The room stayed quiet all around us, and we needed nothing more. You smiled across the little table, and for a while the world moved slow. I noticed when I came downstairs, the window had been left ajar. A little morning air was moving the curtain gently by your chair. You always like the room that way, before the rest of us were awake. For just a moment I could picture you sitting quietly nearby, with both your hands around a cup, and morning slowly coming in. Some memories arrive so softly, they hardly seem to enter at all. A curtain moving by the window, a little light across the wall, and suddenly an ordinary room can hold someone again. I made some coffee in the kitchen and left the window as it was. The air was cool against my hands. The house was waking up outside. I didn't need to close the distance between those days and where I stood. Some memories arrive so just as gently as before. The curtain moved beside the window. The morning rested on the floor. And for a little while that room felt warm and familiar again. Was lying by your chair, with something marking where you'd stopped. I knew the cover from a distance. You'd read it more than once before. I picked it up and turned a page and placed it gently back again. Beside the lines, written lightly in your hand, things you must have wanted to remember on an ordinary afternoon. I found you there between the pages, in the words you chose to keep, a little mark beside a sentence, a corner folded carefully. Somehow all those quiet traces made you feel not far away. Beside the window and read the passages you'd marked. Some I understood immediately, some made me wonder what you saw. The afternoon moved through the room and I forgot to watch the time. Between the pages, in the words you chose to keep, a little mark beside a sentence, a corner folded carefully. Somehow all those quiet traces made you feel not far away. We leave ourselves in little places without meaning to at all, in books and cups and familiar rooms and things our hands once touched. I found you there between the pages, just as quietly as before. The book remained beside your chair. The afternoon stayed soft and still, and all those small familiar traces kept you near. A little while. folded neatly as before. The corners lined up with each other, the way you always like them to. I stood there holding one between my hands and smiled at such a little thing. I never thought I'd remember the way you made a house feel cared for, but years can give a different meaning to things we hardly noticed then. It was in the smallest things you did, the quiet ways you showed your love, the towel folded by your hands, a cup returned to where it belonged. Nothing grand enough to mention, yet somehow I remember it all. I try to fold them like you used to, turning every corner twice. Mine never looked quite as perfect, but I left them there anyway. The afternoon was still around me, and for a moment I could see you. It was in the smallest things you did, the quiet ways you showed your love, the towel folded by your hands, a cup returned to where it belonged. Nothing grand enough to mention, yet somehow I remember it all. Perhaps the things that stay the longest are the ones we barely saw, until the hands that used to do them are no longer there each day. It was in the smallest things you did, just as quietly as before. The towels rested in the cupboard, the afternoon stayed warm and still. Nothing grand enough to mention, yet somehow it still felt like you. You brought some flowers from the market and placed them in a simple glass. You said the room could use some color, then carried on with making tea. I hardly noticed them that morning until the sunlight reached the table. There was nothing rare about them, nothing carefully arranged. Still they made the room feel warmer, just because you'd put them there. flowers resting on the table, morning light across their leaves. I didn't know I'd keep remembering something simple quite this way. Later, they were fading, so I changed the water in the glass. I almost threw away the smallest, then left it there another day. Toward the window, still holding on to what remained. You always brought a little beauty into ordinary days. Flowers resting on the table, morning light across their leaves. I didn't know I'd keep remembering something simple quite this way. Perhaps the things that make life beautiful are rarely meant to last. They stay just long enough to teach us to notice while they're here. You always brought a little beauty into ordinary days. The flowers rested on the table, just as quietly as before. And for a while, that simple room felt beautiful because of you. I found the recipe this morning inside a book above the stove. The paper had grown soft with years. Your writing faded at the edge. A little note beside the sugar said add a little less than this. I could almost hear you saying you never trusted what was printed. You always changed a little something until it tasted right to you. I followed every line you left me, slowly written by your hand. measured everything more carefully than I had ever done before, and changed one thing the way you would have, without a reason I could name. The kitchen filled with something familiar before I even took a taste. I followed every line you left me, slowly written by your hand. A little more of this for sweetness, a little less of that next time. Somehow standing in that kitchen, I could almost hear you laugh. We think we'll remember everything until the years begin to pass. Then one small page in someone's writing can bring a whole afternoon back. I followed every line you left me, just as gently as before. The paper rested by the window, the kitchen stayed quiet and warm, and for a little while your handwriting made the years feel close again. The rain had started while I waited for the last bus home that night. I saw you standing by the corner, holding something overhead. You said you thought I might be coming, so you had waited there a while. I asked you why you hadn't called me. You smiled and said you didn't mind. stay a while. There were still things we had to do, but one small story led to another, and somehow evening settled in. You laughed about the years between us as if they hadn't been so long. I reached for my coat, then left it there. You smiled and started one more story. Neither of us needed to explain why we were in no hurry. So we let the minutes carry on, past all the plans we'd made before. There was something easy in your company, something I had almost forgotten. And every time we meant to leave, we found another reason not to. You told me where the years had taken you, the little things that turned out well. I told you what I'd never mentioned, and you listened without looking away. Nothing we said was very important, still I wanted to remember it all. So we let the minutes carry on, past all the plans we'd made before. There was something easy in your company, something I had almost forgotten. And every time we meant to leave, we found another reason not to. Maybe some days ask for nothing, but a little room to remain. No promise waiting at the ending, just time we didn't have to name. We let the minutes carry on, with nowhere else we had to be. There was something easy in your company, and I knew I would remember how neither of us hurried home, while there was still more left to say. Photograph this morning in the back of an old drawer. The edges had begun to soften, and the colors faded warm. We were standing close together, looking somewhere past the frame. I couldn't quite remember who had taken it that day, but I remembered how the sunlight felt upon us where we stood. We looked so young inside the picture, with nowhere else we had to be. was a whole afternoon ahead. I held the photograph a moment and let those years come back to me. Things behind us in the picture I had almost quite forgotten. A chair beside the open window, a coat resting by the door. Funny how one quiet picture can return a room to you. So young inside that picture, with nowhere else we had to be. A little sunlight on our faces, a whole afternoon ahead. I held the photograph a moment and let those years come back to me. Stood there close together was enough to bring it back. We look so young inside that picture, just as gently as before. A little sunlight on our faces, the afternoon still waiting there. I placed the photograph beside me and stayed with it a little while. Everyone had gone home already. The cups were waiting by the sink. He stood beside the open doorway and asked if I needed anything. I said that everything was fine, but neither of us moved to leave. There was something in that moment. Neither one of us disturbed. The kind of quiet that can happen when a good day reaches home. Before the room grew quiet, we stayed a little longer there, talking softly by the doorway about nothing much at all. I think we both were simply waiting your coat and keys, then stopped to tell me one more thing, a story you had almost forgotten, that made us both begin to smile. The house was settling around us, and still we didn't hurry. Before the room grew quiet, we stayed a little longer there, talking softly by the doorway about nothing much at all. I think we both were simply waiting before we let the evening go. Some days don't need an ending, they simply soften into night and leave behind a little warmth where everyone had been. Before the room grew quiet, we stayed a little longer there. Your voice was gentle by the doorway. The evening moved without a sound. Then you smiled and said good night, and I let the quiet stay.